Hey guys, what is up? It is CFO Mods Gaming, and I am Doordashing tonight. This is Doordashing on Graveyard Shift. Alright, I'll get that mask off so you guys can actually hear me, but this is what it's like doing DoorDash during the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic. At any rate, I'm doing Graveyard right now. It is 2:24 in the morning, and I'm just finishing up my dash, which is basically what they call a shift, or just a period of time that you're doing the door dashing, for all those who aren't familiar with it. But I just finished up. I did 5 deliveries in an hour and a half, made $30, and that's before, I think there's one, I think maybe there's a second. So 1 or 2 tips that will be added afterwards. The other tips were already calculated into the Dash offer when I accepted it. But anyway, made $30, so probably like $32 or something for an hour and a half. So not the best money I've ever made, but it was kind of fun to go drive around for an hour and a half. And all right, guys, so I am heading home now after my dash, and mostly the reason I wanted to make this video was to give you guys some insight. Tonight was actually my first night for DoorDash. I've been doing Postmates, if you guys have heard of them. It's a similar concept, similar app. At any rate, been doing that, and that's been kind of fun. I've been doing that during the day. They don't really have anything at night. But DoorDash does have graveyard shifts, and it was actually pretty fun. I was one of a few drivers. I mean, what I mean to say is there aren't that many people doing graveyard shifts on it. So you do kind of get that benefit if you are considering DoorDashing, or really any of the delivery apps that do have availability at nighttime. If you're cool working at night, sleeping into the morning to bed and working at night, depending on what your schedule is, then it might present you with a little bit of an opportunity to not necessarily make any more money, but just stay busy. There wasn't any time that I wasn't doing an order. I always had an order. As soon as I would drop one off, I would start to leave, their subdivision or whatnot to get back onto a main road. And by the time I was back anywhere, into a large road or towards where the restaurants were, I would already have another order that I was going to. I even got a stacked order. So I was on my way to a restaurant, and then another order came in for that same restaurant, and so I was able to pick up both orders and then take them back to back, which was awesome. Especially since this was my first night, I didn't even have the red card that they send you, which is what allows you to pay for orders at places that don't have the automatic payment set up between DoorDash and that merchant. So with like Postmates, for instance, I have a card, and if, let's say, I went to Jack in the Box last night, just in the evening. Like I say, they don't really do the middle of the night stuff, but I went to Jack in the Box and they don't have an automatic payment set up with Postmates, so I just use the Postmates debit card. It pays for the food, and then I take the food and I get paid for the delivery. That way I'm not having to pay for it personally. So DoorDash does the same thing. They'll send me a red card where I'll be able to pay for orders that aren't prepaid. But even without that card, even before you do that, I just signed up earlier today, like maybe 6 hours ago or so. They ran the background check. It took like 30 minutes, and then that was pretty much it. They said you can go ahead and start now, and they said there wasn't any available right when I went onto the app and was ready to start. But they said that I could start in like half an hour. I think it was like 40 minutes. And so I did that, and I've been doing it for the past hour and a half. And, $30, hour and a half, so $20 an hour. That's, by no means bad. It's something I'll keep doing, I think, just in the nighttime if I don't have anything else going on, because it's kind of fun, Like, it's not crazy, like crazy money, but I think for a lot of people, especially right now during the coronavirus, it's not bad either. And like I say, especially right now during the coronavirus, I know a lot of people who are looking for jobs of any kind who would be happy knocking down $10, $12 an hour. And, like I said, I did have that stacked order where I was able to do 2 orders in one, and that was really profitable. It made it like $16 for just one trip to the restaurant and then 2 drop-offs. So that was nice. That gave me a good start for the night. And then I did the other 4 orders, and that was, the other $14. So those were less each, of course. And like I said, during this time of the coronavirus and everybody having lost their jobs, and currently right now we're all still waiting for the stimulus checks. And I don't know about you all's states that you live in, but as far as Idaho is concerned, the unemployment for self-employed people and independent contractors has of course been approved through the CARES Act, but has not yet been set up. And so although they're promising that they will backdate those benefits for people who have lost business due to the virus, like I have, of course, because I guess with all businesses, there are less people doing things, less people buying things. And so as a self-employed person and an independent contractor, I have definitely lost about 60% of my income. And with the CARES Act, you are allowed to request that unemployment based on your profit and loss and the revenues that you would be receiving like normal. So that's something to keep in mind if you guys didn't know about that. And that's not something that I'm going to get into much in this video or on this channel as far as the financial side of everything that's going on, but there are a lot of great videos on YouTube about that, as well as resources from the IRS and other official sources for if you guys do have any questions on that side of stuff. But as far as being able to knock down some hours if you have either lost your job or your job is on pause until the virus is over, even if you do have a guarantee of being able to return to employment, that doesn't mean that you actually have any income right now, which again, until either that unemployment or that stimulus check comes through or something, you might be in a tight position. And even if you're not, I mean, if you're not working, then, what are you doing? Are you out hiking and doing a hobby, or are you just chilling at home? Like, are you doing something with your life? Because if not, then, and if it's worth it to you, I should say, I guess, if you're watching this, it probably is, being as my audience is a bunch of gamers like myself. None of us are usually business executives yet, so it's probably worth it for you guys, as it is for myself, to knock down $20 an hour. That's by no means bad. I am, of course, driving. I mean, that's pretty inherent with doing deliveries and things like Doordash and Postmates and all that. However, I am also tracking my miles using Stride, which is an app. I'll put a link to that down in the description. I don't have like an affiliate for that or anything. That's just a link for you guys if you are doing any kind of delivery service. And that tracks your miles and your time. And so you can write those off on your taxes. And again, I'm not going to get into a ton of the financial stuff, but you can write that off on your taxes against any of your income that you have for any of your businesses or any income. It isn't just going to be on the income that you have from, Doordash or Postmates or that. I mean, hopefully you're making more than the deduction amount, but currently I believe it's 45 cents a mile. And so that my deduction amount for tonight is actually going to be something like $22 or something. So anyway, not bad. But at any rate, trying to get back to the subject at hand, Doordashing, I enjoyed it for the first night, I'll say. One thing that I will comment on it is I applied to Shipt, I believe is how you pronounce it, like 5 days ago, just to see what it was, because I hadn't ever heard of it before. I knew about Postmates, Doordash, Grubhub, all of that kind of stuff, right? I've used all of those before as well, for myself to order food and whatnot. But I had not driven for Doordash or for Shipt before. And I thought, hey, this sounds pretty neat. It's like a courier service almost, like you'd have in New York with people on bicycles. And I thought, that might be fun. So I signed up for it. They said, we're going to run a background check. It usually takes 4 days. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So 4 days later, it says, it's the expected day that it's going to be done. And I'm like, okay, so I checked my email, didn't see anything from them, went over, and it said it's still pending and it could be longer because of the virus. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Signed up for Doordash. 30 minutes later, I get an email letting me know that my background check is complete. Turns out they do the background check from the same company. And that's providing it to both Doordash and to Shipt. So I'm not really sure what's going on with Shipt. I don't know if they're just still going to need time to review it or exactly what it is. But to try to keep this video from being longer than it already is, I just want to say I was able to get signed up in literally less than an hour, and then once I was ready to start dashing, it was 40 minutes before my dash or my shift started. And then I was able to just go do it for the next hour and a half. At first, I was just on for either I think it was just half an hour, like 12:30 to 1, I think. Yeah, that sounds right. And then as it approached 1 o'clock, it said, "We're extra busy. Do you want to extend your dash to 1:30?" And I said yes. And then as I was getting closer to 1:30, I didn't get that pop-up again, but I was able to go into the menu and manually extend my dash to 2. And then I did the same thing until 2:30. And then when it was like 2:20 or 2:15, I went to see if I could extend it again. And I didn't even know if I wanted to, but I just wanted to see if it would let me. And it said that there were no time slots available. And so mileage may vary, no pun intended, as far as if you guys are able to even do it for an hour and a half in your area, or if there's a ton of people already doing it and just going to let you get the half an hour slot that you booked, or if it'll let you go for as long as you want, depending on the amount of demand as far as people ordering, and then the amount of supply as far as the number of drivers that are willing to do that. Obviously, they're willing to give you more of those hours when there's less people willing to drive, which is why I was saying you might have the benefit of driving at night. This being my first night and also my first time, I will say that maybe I'll follow this up with another video. I did just want to get a little bit more into this lifestyle kind of thing, let you guys know that I am a real person and I do things besides just sit in the studio and play video games and make videos and review products all day. So this was kind of fun. The point I was trying to make a second ago is just that I don't know if driving at night is actually any better than driving during the day. I think I'll try driving during the day maybe this Friday just to see like how the weekend is. I know that Fridays, Saturdays are always better on any delivery app or really anything like any kind of business like this. So maybe I'll try that out this weekend and post another video letting you guys know how it went during a daytime dash, they're called. And compare it to tonight, and maybe they're comparing apples and oranges, because it really is going to depend. Again, like I said, maybe a Friday day versus a Friday night would be a more fair comparison. And when I say Friday night, I don't mean 8, 9, 10. I mean like 2 in the morning. Yeah, that'll be kind of interesting to maybe compare a bit more. I'm not really sure how much I'm going to be doing this, but maybe they'll do it for a couple weeks and see what it's like. I will say, when I joined, they guaranteed me $1,250 if I did 100 deliveries in the first 90 days. And I was like, okay, well, that's not a big deal if I do it with like any frequency. And so I figure what I'm going to do is I'll do 100 deliveries and in the next 90 days, or 89 days now. And if I like it enough to keep going, then cool, and maybe I'll do it, just when I have some free time or whatever, or like I said, at night times when I'm not really doing anything else. And if not, then I'll have $1,250, and I don't know what I'll do with that actually, but I'll have $1,250, and that'll be nice. So I'll have rent money if that stimulus check takes another month to get here. But at any rate, I did want to say that those promotions like that vary over time. However, there are referral benefits that you can also get by being referred by somebody who's already a driver. And even though I just signed up earlier today and just went on my first one and haven't even gotten my red card and my t-shirt from them or whatever they're going to send me in the mail now, I did want to let you know that my referral code is going to be in the video description. I just figured I'd throw that at you because I think I can earn up to $350 if I refer somebody who then does the thing where they do 100 deliveries themselves within the first 90 days. I still don't know all about how that works. I'll probably read more about it tonight since I'm just getting into all of this. But if you do that, this is going to start sounding like some kind of MLM or something, but if you do that, you sign up to do that, and then you also refer a couple of your friends, you get that guaranteed $1,250. You get another $350 per friend that you get to start doing it with you, as long as they're, kind of willing to commit to trying it out by doing 100 deliveries in 90 days. It's not the worst, especially, like I said, during a time of coronavirus. I think I'll probably be able to do the 100 deliveries in like maybe 5 weeks, I would guess, and maybe 6, but I doubt any longer than that. and that's $1,250. So, you know, I mean, that's nothing to squabble about. That's more than I make off of YouTube affiliate links. To be real, you know, I mean, I've never really gone into that with you guys much as to how much I actually make from those, but I can tell you it's not $1,250 every 6 weeks. I make more from the actual sponsored content that I do, as far as monetization of my content, more than anything than ads or from affiliate links or anything from you guys. It's actually from the brands that I make most of the income from the channel. So at any rate, I don't know, maybe I'll start making some Doordash and Postmates, and maybe if Shipt ever accepts me, I'll start making some Shipt videos or stuff like that. But who knows? Maybe I'll add that to the channel, and I'll start making some referral money there instead of just the Amazon affiliate links. But until then, and until I see you guys again, I'll go back into my COVID-19 mask here, and this has been CFO Mods Gaming, out.